They thought Atlantis was a myth. For many years, it was only a story, a whisper passed down through generations. People told the tale of a great island civilization that vanished into the sea in a single day and night of misfortune. It was a story used to explain the vast power of the ocean, the mysteries hidden within its depths. It served as a lesson about pride, the impermanence of even the greatest human achievements. Then, on a day that began like any other, a team of scientists found something that would change everything. They found ruins deep beneath the water. The ruins looked like a city. The world was shocked. Atlantis, or something very much like it, has been found. This was not a quest born of legend. The team was small and unassuming. It was comprised of dedicated scientists, skilled divers, and brilliant ocean engineers. Their vessel, the RV Horizon, was a state-of-the-art research ship, but its mission was ordinary. They were part of the Global Ocean Mapping Project, an international effort to chart the world's seabeds with unprecedented detail. The team, led by Dr. Eris Thorne and Dr. Lena Petrova, was assigned to a remote and largely unexplored region of the Atlantic. They worked tirelessly, deploying their sophisticated sonar arrays and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, to gather data. Their days were filled with the quiet hum of machinery and the steady analysis of topographic information. The breakthrough came late one night in the ship's main lab. A junior technician, monitoring the live feed from the deep-tow sonar, noticed an anomaly. On the digital map of the sea floor, amidst the gentle rolling contours of silt and rock, a series of straight lines and perfect circles appeared. These shapes were starkly out of place. Nature rarely creates such precise geometric patterns over a large area. The technician called over Dr. Petrova, who initially dismissed it as a sensor glitch or a software error. But, as they reviewed the data from previous passes, the same unnatural structures appeared, consistent and clear. They were looking at something that had been built. Excitement and tension filled the ship. The mission protocol was immediately altered. The RV Horizon slowed its course and began a more focused survey of the area, which they designated Anomaly Zone 7. They deployed their most advanced ROV, a small submersible named the Eel, equipped with high-definition cameras and powerful lights. As the Eel descended through miles of dark, cold water, the team watched the monitors with held breath. The first images that came back were grainy, obscured by floating sediment. Then, a massive, straight wall of cut stone emerged from the gloom. The entire control room fell silent. They were not looking at a glitch, they were looking at a city. The team knew the gravity of what they had found. They were not treasure hunters, they were scientists. Their immediate priority was to document everything with methodical precision. They spent the next several days meticulously guiding the Eel through the silent streets and crumbling structures. They filmed every wall, every pillar, every strange carving they encountered. The sheer scale of the site was overwhelming. It was not a small outpost, but a sprawling complex of buildings, courtyards, and what appeared to be public squares. The team worked around the clock, fueled by adrenaline and a profound sense of awe. They were the first human eyes to see this lost world in thousands of years. The site is deep. It sits in a quiet, protected abyssal basin, far from major currents and distant from any known landmass. The city is laid out in a series of concentric circles with wide, straight avenues radiating from a central hub. This place was planned. There were carvings. The symbols were unfamiliar, but clearly intentional marks made by intelligent hands. The carvings were the first real clues about the people who lived here. The team took thousands of photos and hours of video, capturing every detail they could. They carefully compiled their data, including the sonar maps, high-resolution videos, and still images of the carvings. Scholars from many nations joined secure video conferences, faces showing skepticism, then intense curiosity. The clarity of the sonar images and the detail in the ROV footage were compelling. Geologists ruled out natural volcanic or sedimentary causes. Physical samples were required to move from evidence to proof. Samples were sealed sterile and brought to the surface. Results returned. Conclusive. Carbon dating placed last activity around 9 to 11,000 years ago. It nearly matched Plato's age for Atlantis. Why does this discovery matter so much? Most mainstream historians and archaeologists dismissed it as a purely allegorical tale, a philosophical invention by Plato to discuss the ideal state. Others insisted it was a distorted memory of a real historical place. This discovery fundamentally changes that conversation. It provides tangible physical proof that a technologically advanced and highly organized city could have existed and then vanished in the distant past. It validates the idea that our collective human memory, might hold echoes of real events that predate written history. The conventional view holds that the first large, complex cities emerged around 6,000 years ago. This sunken city, with its sophisticated architecture and urban planning, is thousands of years older. It suggests that the path to civilization may have had multiple starting points. It lies in the deep Atlantic, implying a maritime culture with knowledge of open ocean navigation far earlier than imagined. This opens up entirely new possibilities for ancient trade routes and cultural exchanges. Advanced sonar, robotics, and dating techniques made it possible to see what was previously invisible. The deep ocean remains one of the last great unexplored frontiers. This city is likely just the first of many secrets that the abyss holds. The architectural style of the buildings is unlike anything seen before. The massive stones are cut with a precision suggests advanced tools, perhaps even a form of sonic or vibrational technology we do not yet understand. The walls are tall, smooth, and unadorned, giving the city a feeling of stark, powerful minimalism. Repeating patterns in the city's layout carvings on ceremonial stones match motifs from other ancient maritime trading cultures. The team's ROV explored rooms, ghostly shapes of pottery fused into the seabed. Among the most stunning finds was a small, intact chamber deep within a larger structure. They found a hook-like tool made from a dark, unidentified non-ferrous metal. They discovered a small, exquisitely carved statue, no bigger than a human hand, large eyes, and an intricate headdress like radiating sunbeams. This suggests a ruling class or a priestly order. It gives a tangible, human connection to the city's inhabitants, a face beside the silent stone walls. The central part of the city, grand structures, open plazas, likely the administrative and ceremonial heart. Radiating out are smaller buildings, residential dwellings, with low doorways and small windows. A densely populated, highly organized society. The most surprising feature is a vast circular harbor, protected by a massive sea wall, linked to the open ocean by a wide channel. Sonar detected shapes of several sunken vessels inside the harbor, wooden hulls gone, forms preserved in hardened sediment. The city does not show signs of gradual decline. Instead, the evidence points to a sudden and catastrophic event. Many of the towering walls are broken, snapped in half as if by an immense force. On the outer edges, stone structures fall away into a deep chasm. The seabed, sheared off in a violent collapse. The marks on the walls, and debris packed against one side, are consistent with the effects of a colossal wave, or a sudden, dramatic rise in sea level. The city sits on a tectonically active area. A massive undersea earthquake could have triggered a mega tsunami. Such a wave would be hundreds of feet high, or a series of waves, striking with unimaginable power, overwhelming defenses in minutes. Alternatively, sudden tectonic subsidence could have dropped the landmass, sinking the city in hours. The cold, deep water that became the city's tomb was also its salvation. Low oxygen and frigid temperatures dramatically slowed decay. The stillness of the basin preserved a time capsule. This echoes the legends of Atlantis, violent earthquakes and floods. The discovery of the Basin City raises far more questions than it answers. How many people lived in this magnificent place? What language did they speak? What were their beliefs? What were their social structures? What were their daily struggles and joys? The carvings of boats and fish give us clues, telling a story of a people who lived from the sea, but the details of their culture remain a profound mystery. We must now begin the long, patient work of listening to what the stones have to tell us. Each new artifact, each new carving, will be a piece of a puzzle thousands of years old. As excitement spreads, many experts are urging caution. The name Atlantis is powerful, but the scientific team is careful to use the site's formal designation. This site is an irreplaceable treasure of human heritage. It must be protected. Dr. Petrova and Dr. Thorne are calling for international cooperation to declare the area a protected archaeological zone. This city does not belong to a single country. It belongs to all of humanity. The past speaks again, and now we must listen.